Good afternoon, everybody, and happy World Pharmacist Day. I'm delighted that you are joining us for this celebration. I'd first like to take a moment to say thank you to pharmacists near and far. Thank you for transforming global health. I count it a blessing to serve as the Dean of the MUSC College of Pharmacy, an institution that has been experts in pharmacy education for over 140 years. The MUSC pharmacy family is made up of students, faculty, staff, donors, friends, alumni around the globe. And it is my distinct honor to express my appreciation to each of you for impacting your communities through the profession of pharmacy. I'm excited to celebrate World Pharmacist Day with you today through our first of Pharmacy Friday series. As many of you know, October is American Pharmacist Month. What you may not realize is October is next week. It's hard to believe we're already into October. I am excited to share that the college will be celebrating the 2020 American Pharmacist Month through our new virtual We Are MUSC Pharmacy campaign. We look forward to offering a variety of fun and interactive events during this month, including social media takeovers, blog features, a virtual 5K with our very own Fill the Pill, a special core consult, RX podcast, and live Pharmacy Friday interviews each week. While this celebration will be a little bit different than our in-person gatherings in the past, we usually have an oyster roast. We hope this campaign will be fun and a convenient way to celebrate our profession and our connections as members of the pharmacy family. This year has certainly taught us how important it is to take advantage of opportunities to be part of a community like the pharmacy family, the MUSC pharmacy family. I am grateful today to welcome Dr. Abeer Alsamari joining us from Saudi Arabia to help celebrate World Pharmacist Day and to kick off our We Are MUSC Pharmacy celebration. Dr. Abeer is a 2015 graduate of the MUSC College of Pharmacy and is currently a pediatric clinical pharmacist at King Abdullah Specialist Hospital in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Abeer, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, first of all, thank you, Dr. Hall, for having me on such a day. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. It's afternoon as well in here, kind of. And happy World Pharmacist Day to all the pharmacists. It's such an honor to be with you, and it's such a good theme to have this year for global health as well.
Yes, we're certainly learning the importance of it. So, Abeer, will you tell us a little bit about your background and how you ended up coming to MUSC for your pharmacy education?
Sure. So back in the days where I first graduated from pharmacy school, it was with a bachelor degree. That was the degree offered in my country. I immediately started working in one of the academic medical center, one of the largest academic medical center in my country, as inpatient pharmacist. During those days, the PharmD program started to be available as one program at a time back in Saudi Arabia, where we have exploring and expanding a clinical pharmacist service. There was a huge shortage in the same time for clinical pharmacists because of the programs that we have there. So the institution I was worked in offered a scholarship for the pharmacists who want to pursue clinical pharmacy and become a clinical pharmacist. I see that opportunity. I applied for it immediately. Luckily, I get accepted. And then through that scholarship, I applied to MUSC. It was one of the schools that I applied to there. And I get lucky, I get accepted there. And that's how I ended up joining MUSC Pharmacy School.
Yeah, well, we certainly enjoyed having you here. We learned a lot from having you as part of our program. Would you share a little bit about your experience coming to MUSC? That was a big change coming halfway around the world from Riyadh to rainy Charleston. Or tell us a little bit about that.
It was. I mean, the whole experience was really an eye-opening for me. Almost everything was like my first time. It was my first time being to state. It was my first time traveling alone. My first time renting my own apartment. I remember that day when you told me when we first met, get your boots because it would rain a lot, which doesn't. Yeah, I'm used to that. And I remember the hurricane brochure and instruction in the first orientation day. Everything was like my first time. Honestly, the easier part was studying because it was the only thing that I knew before and I knew how to do. But I was really lucky, though, to end up in such city, in such school, with particularly Southern culture where everyone was welcoming from the start. I won't forget that hospitality where everyone, literally everyone I meet made me feel welcome from the first day.
Awesome. We certainly again enjoyed having you part of our program. Now, when you graduated from us, you then pursued a residency. Could you tell us where you did the residency uh, and what obviously it ended up in pediatrics?
Yes, correct. So yeah, as I mentioned before, the whole ultimate goal of this scholarship to have more clinical practitioners back home or here in my country right now. So I tried to apply it for residency, different programs. And that's why actually I joined residency track as a student at MUSC, which helped me a lot, by the way. I ended up matched at University of Arizona at Tucson Medical Center. I did my PGY1, and then I joined them for a pediatric PGY2. Residency experience was totally different. It was intense in a very good way. It really prepared me to be who I am today.
So now you're back in Riyadh
Yeah.
and you're serving as a pediatric clinical pharmacist at a specialty hospital, the King Abdullah Specialty Hospital. Could you tell us a little bit about what your day is like in practice um, there as a pediatric specialist?
Sure. So yeah, I'm back now. I start working like 2 years ago. I can't believe how time flies, and it's been 2 years actually. I worked, as you mentioned, in King Abdullah Specialist Children's Hospital. It's the first children's hospital in the country. Specialized children's hospital. It's part of a large academic medical center where I worked. And my day-to-day work, it's like any clinical pharmacist out there. So I start early morning with working up my patient, joining the round around 8:30 to 9. I particularly work in PICU. So rounds will be different from day to day. We will have different cases every day. That's for the first part of the day. And then afternoon, as academic medical center, we have school of pharmacy. I kind of joined appointed faculty there. So I teach some classes at the school. So it depends if that day I have something to teach at the school and we have also a pharmacy residency program. So it's either teaching at the school or have topic discussion with the residents or the students or have in-service. So it's kind of depend day by day, but that's how usually my day will flow.
That sounds a lot like when I first came here. I practiced in the hospital in the oncology ward, a little bit different, but and then taught in the afternoon. So you've practiced both in Saudi Arabia and the United States. Could you tell us just a little of the differences between the two?
Sure. So actually, the differences are minimal right now. I think because most of the institution using the same standards for example, GCI for the hospitals, ASHP for the residency. So we almost using the same standards, which make the similarity more and closing the gap or the differences by time. I think the main differences right now, it's just being the culture, the patient population. For example, the genetic disease that I've been exposed to here, I never been exposed to in the US. I think this part and the legal of license part, like where in US we have to do law, we don't have to do a law license here. We have to do pharmacist license and CE hours. So I think the differences is really minimal, being just to the culture and the legal issue of paperwork. Other than that, clinical pharmacy almost the same for me. So whatever I learned there, I can definitely apply it here.
Yeah, certainly when I visited Saudi Arabia and toured the facility that you now practice in, I mean, it's top notch. It is a really fantastic hospital. So could you give our students that are interested in pediatrics or becoming a clinical pharmacist, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, so if my advice is actually for every student, whether they are interested in a pediatric or not. I mean, be open. When an exciting opportunities come in, just do it, go for it, whatever it is, because be determined to what you want. For example, if you want pediatric, be determined to pediatric, do a rotation, try to do a rotation when you are a student on it. But at the same time, be flexible and open, because pharmacy profession is a huge, and you never know what an opportunity will be or when next step will be. Explore a lot. There are a lot of incredible things to do out there. I think this is one of the things I love about pharmacy. We can do so much, being clinician or being involved more in teaching, more in research, industry. There are a lot of things to do. So maybe my one advice is just be flexible, explore always.
Excellent advice. So, Abeer, could you tell us one of your favorite memories of MUSC?
Actually, this is a really hard question. I have so many memories back at MUSC days and MUSC schools. It's really hard to pick one, but the one comes to my mind now. It's the immunization lab where we have to practice on each other. That was really a very good moment. I still remember it. And I'm teaching immunization at pharmacy school right now. And every time I tell the story to the student where one of the students refused to get immunized by us. So I had to get injected twice, which was really funny and good. But there are a lot of, as I told you, funny and good and even bad memories, but always hashtag we are MUSC pharmacy.
Well, Bear, thank you so much for joining us here today. And I can't thank you enough. It is your weekend and you're taking time out to join us also in the evening with an 8-hour difference. But we thank you so much. And even though you learned a lot from our program, I think you gave us so much more. It exposed us to kind of a new part of the world, and we thank you for being part of our program and contributing so much to us. We certainly look forward to following your career. I want to thank everybody today for joining us. Thank you for all that you do on this World Pharmacist Day. And we look forward to celebrating more with you as we go into the month of October. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.